Hi, everyone. I know what you're thinking. You're wondering. You're just trying to figure out why I am the only one doing this review when just days ago at this point in time, Michael was sitting here doing a review. And I'll tell you this, there is a reason he is at this moment trying to finish the movie. He is not a huge fan of musicals, and so this one's kind of a struggle for him. But I will tell you, he stopped by my desk earlier and said, "It's not bad. I'm kind of liking it." Like not his exact words, but I mean, it ran along the lines of, "Hey, I'm kind of enjoying it," which which is hopeful. Zach is on vacation right now, and I don't know why he keeps taking vacations around the time that like big musicals drop, but he's a huge musical fan. And I know I'm like 150% positive that if he were here, this review would really just be 10 minutes of him just sobbing and like saying things like inaudibly. Like it would just be like he would be blubbering the whole time because he would probably explode with love and happiness. That disappointing feeling you're having now, where you're like, oh, it's just this guy, and we can't watch Zach just cry openly for 10 minutes. Um, Sorry, let's get things started. In the Heights is a movie adaptation of the Broadway musical from the late 2000s, created by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And if you're thinking, man, I've heard that name probably everywhere, yeah, you have. He's the guy who created Hamilton. Maybe you've heard of it. I know that this adaptation of In the Heights has been in the works for a while, but with the attention that Hamilton got a few years ago, that kind of reignited those talks, and now we have this this movie musical, which I'm not gonna lie, guys, is incredible. I really enjoy seeing musicals. Some of them are hit and miss for me. I'm not like a fan of the opera guy, more of like a Jersey Boys, a Wicked, a Hamilton, but like you're not gonna catch me at Les Mis. Like it's just not my cup of tea. But I understand. I understand why people love it. When I tell you that I like loved this movie, like uh it it really is. It's not going to be for everyone, but man, if you even kind of remotely like musicals, this movie is going to like blow you away. I don't know like in the theater world which is preferred, but I like this more than I like Hamilton. Sorry if that is controversial. I'm sure some things I say in this review are probably gonna be pretty controversial in that community, that theater, like those theater geeks. It follows this character named Usnavi, who's played by Anthony Ramos, and Lin-Manuel Miranda played him in the original, the stage production, the first stage production, and we follow him as he kind of chases this dream of going back to where his family's from, the Dominican Republic. But along the way, there's just all of these characters, and he lives in Washington Heights, and all of his neighbors and his community, they all kind of have something going on too. They're all chasing a dream. And so it's really him kind of telling the story of this few days in the summer where a lot of things happen that either that move these people's dreams in certain ways. And oh yeah, and it's a musical. There's so much to unpack from this movie. Let's, I guess, start at an obvious spot: the music is really great. I made the mistake of maybe listening to the original Broadway soundtrack beforehand, and I was like, you just don't know the context of it, and uh, but but when you get in a theater or in the comfort of your home, it's like you're gonna hear the music, and there's something about like cinematic music that feels more epic and feels bigger, and bigger than like just like huge and loud, and it really is awesome. The music's great. In that regard, it's not like Hamilton is pretty much from start to finish just songs, where this kind of takes a few breaks, and there's some dialogue, and there's some moments between the characters where like they just focus on like the dialogue and the you know let's move the story along, and then we'll do a big musical number. So it's like the musical numbers are like there's a lot of them, but like it's not just like boom, like we're all songs. The characters and the actors and actresses all fantastic. I mean, like Anthony Ramos, who is incredible. He's just he's also blowing up post Hamilton, and he is just like man, he just has this range of like he's fun. He has these emotional beats. He, like he's just a great kind of central character. He grounds this movie, and he really is like probably the best part of it. And then you have people uh, like Corey Hawkins who shows up, who's great, and you have um, Jimmy Smits who's fantastic, and you have all of these other characters and these people who like you've recognized them from things, but like in the moment you're like, oh no, this is that character, and they're all like that. With the exception of like Jimmy Smits, who you're like, it's Jimmy Smits, and he'll always be Jimmy Smits, and he's perfect. You believe that they are these people, and that's awesome. And the singing's great. They're all great at what they do. They're all great at acting. They're all great at singing. You kind of have to be if it's musical. But I think the real star of this movie is John M. Chu, who directed it. He also directed movies like Crazy Rich Asians, and he's going to direct the new Wicked movie. And you see why they got him. This dude like has like an eye for like visual flair and just making something special and taking something about culture and community and family and just like really putting that at the forefront while also creating like a visual spectacle. And he knocks it out of the park. I mean, from the way it's shot to the way it's edited. I mean, this movie, like it was like that was my favorite part. Was kind of just watching everything unfold on the screen, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, this is like even there's like moments in the songs that like like in the first few minutes in the opening number, like Usnavi's stalking the store, and like he's putting price stickers on the beat, and that's something that like you see in a musical, but you don't like just seeing it kind of happen on screen. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just to me, it was just so engaging and so like if you're in this world, I hope that movies like this that kind of get forgotten if they come out in June, and I'm hoping that's not the case because this dude deserves some kind of recognition because to take a musical like this and to put it on the big screen, I mean that is a feat. Chu brings in elements of like Do the Right Thing and all kind of like his influences from like film, and it really shows, and it just like it's like this perfect marriage of film and Broadway musicals, and it's so great like that. It was hands down the best part, and it's weird saying the best part was just watching the movie. Hey guys, my favorite part, just watching it. I know what you're asking another question like, JD, did you really like, I mean, 10 out of 10 love this movie? And the answer is no. If you haven't been to a Broadway musical or a musical, like a stage production of a musical, uh, these things are long. That's why there is like a 15 to 20-minute intermission in between. And sometimes this movie drags a little bit. And I hate saying that. And there's some stuff that I would cut out. This is where things could get a little controversial. Not controversial, it's not the right word. Could get some hate for this, but there are a few moments that I think that would have really serviced the movie if they had just cut it. And you're not going to be happy with this. If you are a fan of In the Heights, you're not going to be fans of this. There's a moment from like the beginning of the blackout where everyone goes crazy and they're shooting off fireworks and Vanessa gets lost. And again, I'm so sorry. I'm so like I think it fits for the musical probably. It's just so long and so tonally different, I think, because they're having a good time, and then there's like this emotional moment, but then also like the grandmother's death, she sings the song, which I know is probably the heart of the musical. But I just think you take that out, you still have some of those beats, and then you really hit that emotional part where everyone comes in and mourns the grandmother and sings that song. I just think that hits harder than, having giving her this big musical number that in the movie you'll understand when you watch it. Just feels a little out of place. Listen, not everyone's immune to this either. I'm looking at you, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and you're like 5 minutes of making snow cones and terrorizing the ice cream guy. Like, it's fun, it's entertaining, and you can tell in the musical where that would be like a nice moment, almost like the King stuff, the King George stuff. But in the movie, it just slows it down, and I'm like, I want to get back to the story. I want to get back to these characters. It doesn't take away too much from the movie. I'm sorry if you are angry with me on these thoughts. Believe me, I'm torn too. I'm sure I would love all those moments on the stage. But when you've got a movie that is clocking in at 2 hours and 20 minutes and it feels like I'm watching, like I've been there for 3 hours, there's things I'm like, just the story's still there. It's still, you can still pull it off without some of these musical numbers. And I know that sounds so tough when you're talking about a musical. I would give In the Heights a solid, I mean, like a legit, for me, a 9 out of 10 musical numbers. I mean, it really is so much fun and so great. Aside from the runtime a little bit, like it's almost a perfect movie to me. Like, it's just fun to watch this kind of feat, like, just happen before your eyes. So that's it. Uh, 9 out of 10. I'm sure Zach is upset that I did not give it a 10 out of 10. I'm sure Michael's wondering, gosh, that's pretty high for this musical. But you know what? That's coming from right here, and I can't wait to see this again. Hey, you know what? Go enjoy it In the Heights. Watch it at home. Watch it in the theaters. Either way, just have a good time. Bye.
Un esercito di prodi